I went on to the whatever podcast. There was a porn girl who ended up rage quitting because I started talking about like, not everyone's a 10. You know you've made it when they put suspenseful and cool music behind your video and you're on a podcast. And they put a filter on it. So I'm just saying I've made it.
That's a good point. It was making me think of this quote. It's like, you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences that come with ignoring reality. So if, let's say a girl next to me, she's, I don't know, truthfully isn't very attractive, but everyone tells her, yep, girl, you're a 10 out of 10, don't ever settle for anything less, whatever. She might start going after certain guys, whatever, who aren't within her league or her whatever, and she's gonna constantly get heartbroken. Why is this guy doesn't want to talk to me? Why does this guy keep cheating on me? Why does this guy keep doing this? And same with guys. If it's like, if I'm a guy and I think that I'm the second coming of Jesus Christ, and every girl, I deserve a supermodel, I deserve an A-list whatever, and I keep going after supermodels and keep going after girls that aren't in my playing realm, I'm gonna constantly get heartbroken. I'm doing myself a disservice because I'm not actually playing within my roles. Because you can be confident and be an average looking person. That's what I think. Like, I'm not a 10 at all, but I'm pretty confident with myself, and that doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. So I think that by telling someone something that's not accurate, you're doing them more of a disservice. Like you're putting a Band-Aid on like their feelings for the moment and be like, yeah, you're a 10, everything's all good. But then when they go out in the world, they're not gonna get treated like a 10 necessarily. Like, you see what I'm saying?
So yeah, there we go. That was just my big highlight of my whole life, was getting the TikTok edit. When we got to the studio and the little setup and I saw the pink hair girl, I was ready to, hey, have a fun discourse and we could debate and it could be all good. We could disagree, whatever. I was like, oh, it should be fun with the pink hair, ball, Amber Rose girl.
I disagree, because you're also like saying that as if everyone with the confidence has expectations that they deserve something. And I mean, Belladonna used to be married to one of my good friends who by society standards would probably be...
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who is Belladonna?
Belladonna was one of the most famous porn stars in the world.
Do you not jerk
She's probably more famous than you, no offense. But... And
I'm not.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Like she out her Google search. I'm just saying, she's really famous.
Okay.
And his confidence in...
Have y'all ever heard of Belladonna?
Must be like OG.
And what sort of response is that? Like, she's probably more famous than you.
Man, what does that have to do with this?
The rage is coming in, and she's on preheat right now, and she about to start cooking.
Yeah, whenever you can't actually have a good counterpoint in a debate, you just start throwing insults.
She is.
I mean, I don't give a fuck if
Ryan,
she is.
can you
but,
answer that
like,
for us? Yeah, Ryan, do you know the answer to that? Is she famous? You know a lot of porn stars.
I need to look at.
Hold on. Let's do a Google Trends search. Let's compare.
I've never heard of that name.
I've never heard that.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Nick.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Maybe if
Okay,
I
go
see
ahead,
the
go ahead.
face.
No, honestly,
I don't watch porn. I don't watch.
Like, I don't care, but. What?
And then right there, there's a little quiet moment. The pink hair girl leans over to the blue hair. I want to go.
I kind of want to just bounce, to be honest. So I'm gonna go.
Seriously? Because we're.
Just
You're that triggered over this conversation?
It's I didn't do enough research on the podcast.
Because we're talking about. Because I don't know who
it's just,
Belladonna is.
No, it's not that. It's everything. It's just.
Because we're talking about rating.
Talk about people's attractiveness, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, that's my ride. So.
Well, I gotta go. I need to get home.
And that was that.
She said she didn't want to talk about it, but she did have something to say about it. But if you didn't want to talk about it, why say anything when you can't rebuttal it?
She brought up something and then stopped completely.
Here's her talking just at the beginning, just for even more context of what she was saying.
Everyone should have the confidence in themselves as a 10, yes. Because if we were confident in our own image, we would have more brain room to focus on other things like developing skills, developing hobbies, maybe finding a healthy relationship, having a healthier mental state of life. So I think focusing on your rating and judging yourself on that is irrelevant. And yeah, you should be a 10. You should just be confident in yourself.
Sure. Okay, so there's a couple things there. You think that we should be less preoccupied with our physical appearance?
Yeah. What justice does it do to rate yourself as a 2? To live your life being like, I'm an ugly 2?
Well, I mean, if it happens to be the case that, for example, let's say you actually are a 2 and you have a accurate self-assessment of your own physical attractiveness and you own it, couldn't you argue that it's actually more confident to be like, yeah, I'm a 7. That's how I am.
And she was older. I think she was like early 30s, I believe. Everything was fine and everything was butterflies and peaches and cream. And then right when we got to talking about ratings, and she was telling him, it's better to be confident. You should be confident. And then she, in her own opinions, wasn't confident and got up and left because she couldn't handle it. And I'm just like, that seems not very confident. Like, you don't seem like someone who's standing on their beliefs. Like, bro, if you feel like that, stand on it. She says she has insecurities, but rates herself a 10. Rating yourself a 10 to surpass your insecurities is the epitome of insecure. I'm strong and independent. Also, if you say something I don't like, I'm gonna run away. They're so secure with their attractiveness that they have to storm off to go punch a wall at home. She's a living example of what the guy is talking about. She walks around in a delusional echo chamber where feelings are facts. Then when she steps outside of it, she's triggered and needs to retreat to a safe space. Creating future weakness and depression is not a gift in the present. Oh, damn, that kind of laid it out right there.
I feel like it's always good to leave some room for improvement. Like, why say you're a 10? Why say you're perfect? Like, no one's perfect. Then you can't recognize what you need to work on and grow.
And that's the tricky thing, is don't people know what they look like?
I think most people do.
I'm assuming she's calling herself a 10, but she also has a bunch of face fillers and lip fillers and body augmentations.
Now.
So it's like, are you?
It's easier for her to say that because she's a corn star that gets the attention and the money and this and that. But if she looked a different way or didn't have that occupation, she wouldn't say that.
Again, I don't know what circumstances led her to shaving her hair off and being in the corn, but you could only imagine that. Why did that hurt her so much that she had to get up? I don't know what it would take y'all to like have to get up from a podcast and be like, I can't do this anymore. Can you even think of what it would take?
Somebody was just offending me for no reason, probably. If I was getting attacked for something that didn't make sense.
And that didn't even seem like a reason to leave. You joined a podcast to talk and maybe debate, like.
And he wasn't disrespecting her.
Nope. No.
Like, I don't care if somebody disrespected my opinion, but to disrespect me, that's like the point where it's like okay.
She actually disrespected him first, and he was just being cool about it. Like, just saying like, well, she's more famous than you.
Congratulations.
Well, congrats for being on the Whatever podcast.
Thank you. And I got my big TikTok with the music in the background moment. I think I'm going back on sometime this month. He was super nice. Like, we got in and out after. He was just the nicest dude ever.
Yeah.
They should bring her back for this episode. Rhino versus pink hair.
It'll be interesting seeing how it plays out again. Hopefully they get a crazy girl. This was actually difficult when the lights are on, cameras on, everything. It's rolling live.
Something could be clipped right there. Boom.
Yep.
I found it really hard to talk.
You're thinking about everything you're saying and almost not really saying what you want to say because you're like, oh, I didn't say enough. Oh, I didn't say it right. No, I said what I wanted to say, but I didn't say it the way I wanted it to sound.
So I didn't even say that much on this. People were like, oh, you didn't even talk that much. I was like, I know, because
You probably just need to get your reps under the belt. Like, this isn't something you're used to doing.
You'll be more comfortable
But you
next
put
time.
yourself in there to try it, so that's already a win there.
I think if I went on a handful more,
Exactly.
I could start getting some real. I like the comments on this because comments really sometimes get a really good articulation of like,
Yeah, they could watch it and they know exactly what was happening.
I'm like, damn, that's a good ass comeback. I wish I could have said that.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. I'm a 10.